Hi, welcome into your yoga flow. Today we're going to open up our heart. So if anyone's kind of been rounding the shoulders or having a lot of tension in their neck, or if you've just done a bicep workout and your arms are sore, then you can go ahead and come onto your mat. We're going to be using blocks for today. If you don't have blocks, you can also use uneven pillows or even stacked blankets. The first block today is going to be at a higher height, and this bottom edge is going to come to where your shoulder blades come at a little point, and then your head is either going to be on a block, or if you don't have a second block, it can come on the ground. So let's set those blocks up. Set your shoulder blades down on your middle block, and your head comes to your second block. If this is too much of an intense pose, sometimes I like this first block under my shoulder blades at a short height, and it still feels like I'm opening up the shoulders. Arms can be holding in cactus pose arms, or they can be down by your sides. Legs fall naturally, so some of you might like your soles of the feet on the earth, others might like your legs extended. And then for me personally, I like my legs crossed. Palms open to the sky, roll the shoulders back. Start your inhale in, open that heart to the sky so there's a string just pulling that heart. Then you're exhaling, sinking the shoulders deeper around your prop. As you're settling into this pose, try to find deeper inhales to exhales. Letting this pose really open up your mind, open up your body, and also at the same time help you ground you. So let gravity do its work. Let it pull your shoulders to the mat. Let your head sink heavy onto your prop. And breathe here. Let your breath be the movement in your body. Still holding this pose for a couple more moments. If you did need to readjust your block too, you could also take this moment to readjust. Finding 3 inhales to exhales. Take your deepest inhale in. And as you exhale out, be very gentle, so no pushing out the air, just letting the air gently flow out. Inhale back in. Exhale gently out. Last breath in, pulling that ribcage and heart to the ceiling. Exhale, let your air fall naturally out, sinking those shoulder blades around your block one more time. And then coming out of the pose, soles of the feet find the earth. 2 options, you can either drive your elbows down, tuck your chin, and find a gentle sit-up up. Or you could also bring one arm to the side and roll off into fetal pose. Once you've come up to that upright position, we're just going to bring our blocks back to the front of our mat. Kick our knees around and find tabletop pose. Now, if that was super intense for you, you can just hang out here in a neutral spine for a moment. And then when you're ready, we're starting to tuck the tailbone just very gently, rounding the shoulders, letting that crown of the head point towards the mat. Then on your inhale, press the top or the middle of your spine to the sky. Exhale to find a deeper roundness. And hang out here in cat pose. So some of you might like this pose, others you might like to rock forward and back. Really thinking about pressing that top of the spine and also the back of your shoulders to the ceiling. Good, then gently bring it back to tabletop, letting your tailbone lead your movement. And then finding downward facing dog, so widen your hand stance, curl the toes under, keeping that flat back. Only let your hips and your knees move yourself back to your downward facing dog. Inhale to exhale, heels drive to the earth. Settle into this pose. So each inhale, you're pressing your hands to the earth. Each exhale, you're driving heels to the earth. Good, let's find a tabletop pose again. Bring the hands back to center, uncurl the toes. And then we're going to bring that left hand closer to center. Inhale the right hand up to the sky. Open up the chest. And then on your exhale, threading the needle, bringing that head down to the earth. And then if you don't need this left hand as support, we're going to just reach it up to the sky. Open up that shoulder, find your first twist for the day. And then you can flip your back hand, place it on your right hip. Use that back hand against your hip to press that shoulder open. Good, just finding one more inhale to exhale. If you were using that top hand, bring it back next to your face. Unwind the same way you came in. And now that right hand grounds down the middle, left hand reaches to the sky. Exhale, thread your needle. If you don't need that right hand for support, reach it up to the sky, flip your back hand, and then set it now on your left hip. Roll the shoulder back, press that back hand firmly into your body. Good, gently release. Come back to a neutral tabletop after you unwind. And then walk your hands forward, find a knee plank. We're going to lower our belly to the earth. Good, hands are right by your chest. Forehead comes to the earth. We're just going to roll the shoulders back. Inhale, find a cobra pose. So this might feel pretty easy after doing our supported fish pose. So if you're feeling warm, those palms can press into the earth. You can lift into a higher cobra or even an upward facing dog. We're going to take 5 rounds of breath here. If you want to find more of a dynamic movement, you can exhale, lower down. Inhale to rise. Your breath is moving your body. Good, let's find one more inhale to exhale. And then let's extend the left fingertips out to the side. And you're just going to crawl them away from your chest and crawl them slightly forward so your fingertips are slightly above your shoulder joint. We're going to bend the right knee. My right hand is still just pressing next to my chest. On your exhale, you're going to press your right hand into the earth, lift your right leg, and lift it up and over your left leg, finding a nice chest stretch and even a right thigh stretch if that foot here is on the ground. If it's a really intense stretch, then you can also just stack the legs and just bring it to only that upper body. Another option for that left arm is find a cactus arm. That makes that chest stretch a little bit more intense. And then again, same thing like with our thread the needle. If you don't need your hand as support, you can find that half bind arm. So now we're opening up both sides of the chest. Using your breath as movement, inhale to open up the heart. Exhale to sink lower in your pose. All right, let's come back to center. Unwind that top arm if you're using it. Set the right leg on the earth. Hug your left leg or left arm in. And you can sort of just hug both arms underneath your chest. And then let's head to the other side. So right hand now extends off to the side. Crawl your fingertips away from your body and then crawl them slightly forward. Left palm presses into the mat. Left leg bends. Exhale, press left palm into the earth. Lift left leg up and over. Your right temple finds the earth. Make any adjustments. So if you're not feeling the stretch, you can crawl those fingertips slightly more forward or readjust into a cactus arm. If you don't need that top hand, bring it back to your half binding pose. And then if you're just needing just more intensity, also just think about pressing that shoulder into the mat and pressing your hand into the floor. So finding more activation. Also think about driving now our left hip to the ceiling. All right, let's unwind this scorpion pose. Bring your hands back to center. And then let's inhale, come back into a cobra pose on an inhale, and then exhale, come into your child's pose. We're going to find one more pose. We're going to find our supported puppy pose. So you can do this pose without blocks. If you do have blocks, you can bring them to your middle height. And then you're going to press your elbows onto the blocks. Palms come together. Walk your knees back a couple steps. And then exhale to thread your head through your shoulders. If it feels nice, your thumbs come to your spine. For those who don't have blocks, it looks the same. Just your head might not be floating off of the mat. So you're just finding a shorter back bending pose. And if arms were too much, you can also just find that floating puppy pose. So whichever one you'd like to do, let's find about 8 rounds of breath in that pose. Tailbone points to the sky, heart opens to the earth. So when I often teach this pose, I see a lot of people just having that flat back. I want you to point the tailbone to the sky. Neck is in line with the rest of your spine, so it's not drooping down. It's in a neutral position. Heart is open to the earth. Beautiful. Let's sweep those fingertips back forward. Unthread your head. Walk your knees back to the center of your mat. And then you can just bring those props back to the side. Let's flip our legs around. Come on to our spine. You can just let the knees fall into your chest. And this time without any blocks, you're just going to find cactus arms. At any point, the soles of your feet can come to the earth. Legs start to lengthen. You can readjust your arms, lengthen them out to the side. Really find a nice external rotation with your shoulder joint. Settle into this pose, find your stillness. I leave you here in Savasana. Bring that awareness back to your mat. You can slide your arms back to your sides. Start to bring the soles of the feet to the earth. The eyes can come to your belly. Then if you would like, roll off into your fetal pose. Take 1 to 3 rounds of breath here. Eventually making your way to your seated pose. Hands coming to heart center. And let's take this moment to send gratitude towards yourself for being aware of your mind and body, finding a heart opener, opening up your day, opening up your body. Thank you for practicing with me today. Namaste.